Wow. Okay. It's our first time here. Can everybody hear me now? I'm sure this is thrilling content, but we can't hear you. It honestly was very thrilling. Nope, still nope. I I had clicked mute on the side of this microphone and now I just unclicked it, so you should be good. But still, hold on, there's a delay. So let me give it a moment. Let me give it a moment. Because otherwise we got there it is. Okay. It's because Caleb joined. Caleb's actually in the back producing today. So everything is good once Caleb joins. You can't leave me. I know it is amateur hour, Jeremy. Thank you very much. You're on mute. Such a professional. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's relax. Works better when you hit it a few times. Okay. Now we can begin. Happy Thursday. There we go. Just the first, what was it? About 2 minutes in before I got my shit together. Oh geez. Now I'm spilling this on me and I love the fruit punch Fit Aid, but what I hate about it is that it is a fruit punch color. It's got a little bit of red, so that was fantastic. Oh man. Anybody else having a week like that? No, my week's actually been very good. I went for a 3-mile ruck walk with Miko today. New hair, midriff. Sheesh. Getting those DMs, boys. Too loud now. Okay. Oh my God. I'm just gonna. Are we good now? I'm a loud talker. If you got to turn down your volume, do that. Did you watch Cat's show yesterday? No, you guys got to remind me. That's the time that you slide into my DMs to let me know that she's doing her dating show or what is it called? Somebody just send me a link. Don't make me look. Just send it. Lord Wang. Are you new to our chat? I don't think you've been here in past weeks. Oh my God. Okay, anyways, back to okay, yeah, everybody was just freaking out in the comments. Who's the new gal? Do I look new? Do I look different? Yeah, I know I got my hair did. My extensions. Okay, so what do you guys want to talk about today? What's been going on with everybody? Um age group, masters, scores are in, videos have been verified, some still zeroed out until Monday's the deadline. So we can chat about that. We can chat about what else? Oh, Volitas is the footwear and apparel sponsor for the CrossFit Games, along with jump rope and grips. That's new. Yeah. Sagan wants to talk about my extensions. Why did I want extensions? Well, because first of all, my hair was breaking off when I was blonde, so I was very sad. So then we had to cut my hair and dye it dark. So I didn't want to be short and brunette. So I had to at least like give myself length and be I wouldn't even call my hair brunette. It's like a dirty blonde. Um did Cal Lehman really do the open workouts? Guys, I don't know. I've started to go down some of those rabbit holes just to see like what the hype is and what everybody's talking about. And honestly, I'm going to let those people go down those rabbit holes. I did see that Dave Castro answered a question in his week in review and basically was like, yeah, I don't know, like if somebody sends it to me and can find proof, like we'll essentially zero out the scores, but until somebody finds proof, he's not gonna like lean into it. Always trying to give myself a laugh. Good cross fat. That makes me happy. Life's too short to not laugh. We all gotta laugh, whether we're laughing at ourselves or something else. Or give myself length. Wow, I cannot read today. Always trying to give myself length. That is a totally different thing. Oh my God. Let's talk about your new favorite show and why it's the new Daredevil. Is that a TV show? Is that on Netflix? Where is that? I'm not familiar with Daredevil. What was I watching on I just got done watching something. Well, Yellowstone, I finally caught up on and watched all of that. Um There was Younger, which is great. Sean and Tommy were unamused by my TV show, choices, but they like all of the sci-fi stuff, and it depends what it is. Oh, I'm now reading those sexy fairy books. So, okay, where's Jenny? Send her the link. Why is she not in the chat? She's the one that I can relate with on some of these things. Ooh, Disney Plus. Okay. Kat listed all of the qualities she wants in the perfect man. Okay, Sagan, what were they? Because I want to compare my notes with hers. Disney Plus. I do have a Disney Plus subscription, or I actually just have the login of somebody else's. Oh, there she is, Jenny. It's like your ears were ringing. Yellowstone, Yellowstone ending. Just watched. Yeah, that was really good. I also watched the Dexter prequel that came out, but I got maybe it was like the mid-season finale and then there were no more episodes. So I need to check. I forget what I was watching that on. Hulu, maybe. I need to go back and see if they've posted any more episodes of that. Let's talk about how jacked Taylor Sheridan is. Oh man. Did anybody watch The Masters? Tell me that somebody in this chat is a golf fan, that anybody in here is a golf fan and watch that. I was actually inside the airport lounge and it felt like I was in a sports bar as the ending to Sunday was happening because I was out in New York City was it New York City? Yeah, New York City for rugby. And I mean, the rugby match got done at, 4, and then my flight wasn't till almost 11 p.m. So I was like, okay, whatever. It's that dense beat. Oh my god. Honestly, okay, who did you have that song made in Chat GPT? Because that song was freaking fire, and I wanna do it for myself and see what Chat GPT would come up with, but that was actually a really funny, like, little video. Okay, yeah, tell us how you made that. Did you edit video to the song? Did Chat GPT just do it all for you? I gotta know more about that. Please tell us. Master Sunday was epic. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Rory, holy shit. What a good time. Lots of good stuff in sports lately. Hold on, let me turn my sound off. Make sure we're in do not disturb so that doesn't come over. But also Bryson, man, what a cutie. What a cutie man. Even though what's the viral video that everybody watches where he like trips over something? Doesn't matter. I was so entertained with his hole in one from his house when he shoots over his, $5 million mansion or whatever, and there's like all of the glass windows. Every time he goes to hit the ball, like you're aiming at, obviously you're a really good golfer, but you're aiming right at your house. And then I'm like, if he breaks a window, he doesn't care. He has so much money. But yes, ChatGPT. Okay, good to know. Stayed up till 2 a.m. to watch it. Oh, yeah, Patrick, that was on late for you over across the pond. Gotta move my coaster. Okay, I actually used Chat GPT today, which I definitely need to use it more. I was talking to Presley recently about it. Oh no, wait. It didn't save the last thing that I had. I saw everybody's doing that trend of, here's a picture of my dogs, show me them in human form. And mine was absolutely ridiculous here. I'll do it again cuz I think I had that photo. It made my Okay, I just have to show you guys because explaining it will be much too hard. Hold please. Can we send a link to any of the guys you're talking to? You're funny. I did go on a date. The date that I was talking about, but we ended up not shooting and getting tacos. We just got a drink instead because we had to change date and there was a limited time window because of our schedules. Hold on. GPT. Please turn my dogs into humans. I don't think that was the command that I had it do last time, but okay, we're going to let that. Oh man, what the heck? Why is it asking me questions? This Chat GPT is dumb. Show me what my dogs would look like as humans. Maybe that was the command. Yeah, now we're baking. Why is this chat GPT asking so many questions? The one that how do I have more than one on my phone? What is happening? Just do it. Um, both in their 30s. I'll make them around my age. Their 30s. The left is female and right is male. Okay, it's getting started. TBD. He's working the back end now. Who is Caleb? Yeah, because Caleb's producing the show. That's why we finally have audio. And while the first 2 minutes, I was off air essentially. You saw my face talking. Maybe you could read lips, but you didn't know what I was saying. But then Caleb showed up, and at the exact time, the audio started working. So y'all y'all be sleeping. He sent me the resume. He's working on my show now. Noelle, did I miss story time? No, we haven't gotten in the weeds yet about anything. Sagan wants me to send a link to any of the guys I'm talking to. Hilarious. I did ChatGPT for the lyrics and then went to a site that makes lyrics into songs and wham bam. Jenny, can you send me the website that does that? I want to have a little fun later. Could be a good time. Everybody's look at this. I'm starting chaos. I'm stirring the pot. Yeah, we can stir the pot too around here. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, wait. Okay, you guys gotta see this freaking picture. Are you First of all, these people are not in their 30s. Tell me that that man is in his 30s. Okay, why won't No, don't refine the image. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Those are my dogs? Ooh, what's the new merch? I'm so glad you asked. Hold on, let me get the Omar wants to hear about the Uber driver. Okay, wait. What's gonna be quicker? Okay, the merch thing will be quicker, and then we'll go to the Uber driver because that was a freaking wild experience. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing new merch. I'm working with this new woman who actually does the merch at my local affiliate. And oh my gosh, she's absolutely amazing. And where's the most recent one? I'll just share my screen once I find it. But yeah, we're going to do some kind of pre-order. We're going to do hats, which I love. And then we're also going to do a couple versions of this shirt. So hold on, let me share. How do I just share? What is this? The PDF window. This one. Okay. Why? Okay. I don't know why I can't make that part bigger. So we'll scroll. So this is going to be one of them with the cool little ombre effect on this with authenticity looks good on you. And the branding colors. We got a fun little logo on the front patch. Oops. And then, honestly, I mean, I love this one, but for any of my ladies who like kind of the fit of a Fleo tank, that's kind of how this one is. They only come in black, which I think is fine because who doesn't need another black tank top? Who's Olivia? Sagan, I don't know. Who are you talking about? Give me some more context. And then again, that will be on the front, that will be on the back. And then special request from one of my friends, a purple color. So we got this one. Every shirt needs a lightning bolt. Yeah, it does. Bam! That's what I think of when I see it. Um, and this one's just like a fun watermelon color with the blue and the purple. Really cool. And then I love my Creatures of Habit hat. So it's similar to that with the style of the brim, one color and then the other one. So yeah, we got the authenticity on the front and then right over where like your ponytail would go through for a dude. No one looks good on you. So yeah, that is going to be the new merch. Woot woot. Are you new here? Oh, this Olivia. No, she's been in Kipping. She's here more often than you are. What are you talking about? I like the watermelon. Good. You should support the drop when it drops. So that's what I have been working on with merch. We'll get some stuff a little more evergreen on there as well. I'm going to be working on kind of more of a tactical games merch drop as well. And then for certain events, like I'll do some kind of games launch. Probably nothing for semifinals since they're all sporadic and over the place, and I'm only going to the fittest experience. Okay, so the Uber driver. Let's get back to that. Hold on. Am I able to forward one to my friend Kale? Oh my god, you guys are savages. Send the Uber driver a link. That would honestly be so cool if he could join. Oh, Kipping. Yeah, isn't this cool? Hold on. I'm not going to take it off because then it might unplug, and we've already had audio problems once today. How long did it did it take you to make that Fit Aid collab reel? Couple hours. I mean, the tedious part was honestly just like shooting it all and thinking of like what kind of cutaway shots that I would need. But once I had all of the shots, it was then just putting things in order and trying to make them fit a certain time domain. But I love editing stuff like that. That kind of stuff is super fun for me. Um Your podcast is more fun than boring CrossFit podcasts. What does that even mean? Even though I know you do that too. Yeah, I like to have some variance in my life. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the Uber driver. Same Uber driver from your Instagram stories. Yeah. So when I got into this Uber, why does dog hair always get connected to this? You know, when you just know that somebody is going to talk to you the whole time. And part of me was like, man, I just talked all day because, you know, you're doing broadcasts for the event and you're socializing, you're networking, you're talking to athletes, coaches, blah, blah, blah. So part of me was like, man, I just want to put my headphones in. Nah, I probably wouldn't put my headphones in an Uber because I like to be aware of what's going on. But I just wanted to veg out and freaking relax. Then he starts talking. I'm like, he's got like a fun personality and he seems like a storyteller. So let's just, hey, Kenneth, what's up? So this could be fun. So then when he asked like what I was doing in New York City and he's like, "Oh, you going to go out tonight?" And I was like, "No, you're bringing me to the airport. Obviously, I'm not going out tonight, and not for nothing, but it's a Sunday night and I'm 33 years old. Like going out on a Sunday night, that just is not going to be my journey unless there's a very, very special occasion and I'm planning for it. Hold on. I'm so loud. Let me back up my mic so I don't blow everybody's eardrums out. And so then how did it get brought up? Oh, so then he was asking, okay, well, what are you doing in New York City? I was like, oh, like I work with Women's Elite Rugby. I'm part of their broadcast team. I do sideline reporting, blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, oh, I forget what like the other things were. And then he brings up that he's a porn model and he's done like underwear model like shoots and things like that. And I just didn't really inquire, and then he just kept talking, and he was also talking about all of the kids that I think he said he has, like, 8 kids with several different women, and it was kinda just going off the rails of, you know, he was living in Virginia, and he loved living in Virginia, and then he had to move back here because, like, one of his kids, like, recently got out of jail, so then the kid had to live with him, and it was just like where are we going? Like this story is going into so many in so many avenues. Oh, here we go. Sunday drinking is afternoon drinks. Right, but this was what time did he pick me up? Like at 4:30 p.m. Like we're approaching dinner time. Like and so I tell him that, maybe I'll get a drink in the lounge. I didn't get a drink in the lounge. I'm like, that's very unlikely of me unless like I'm going on vacation. Instead I'm gonna hydrate and get my life together because I want to work out the next day and I don't want to feel bad after having little to no sleep. And what's his at? No. Oh, Caleb, that he knows of. Yeah. Who knows how many kids that maybe he has running around, more than 8. I mean, 8, that's a freaking lot of kids unless you own a farm and you're having them work on the farm. I don't know. But anyways, there were different women, so like teach their own, whatever. And so then I asked him if, did you enjoy your time being a model? And oh, he was doing that in Atlanta. So he was living in Virginia for a bit, but then he was in Atlanta and he really wants to like move back there eventually. And that's kind of the goal. And then he's telling me that then he asks, like he makes, like, a comment that, "Oh, you're pretty, do you have somebody waiting at home for you?" And I was like, "Oh, no, like, just my dogs." Oh, no, he asked me, like, yeah, if I have somebody waiting at home and any kids, and I was like, "No, just me and 2 dogs," or whatever. And then it transitions into, like, "Oh, but I bet you have a lot of fun." And I was just like, where is this going? What? And I was just like, ha, like, yeah, probably. Like, what do you even say to that? And then it transitioned into how he has patented this candle that as it burns down, it reveals different sex positions and then gives a sexy sexual smell or whatever. He's like, yeah, I've already patented it. I just haven't sold it yet. Now I'm going to start leaning into that as a side hustle. I've run it by a bunch of people and knowing people in the biz with shooting porn, like modeling in that like field or whatever, I'm sure like I could leverage that. And, I also have designed women's underwear. And I'm just like, this conversation, I like 40 minutes in the Uber ride with this man talking about it. And then he was saying that he's a car guy and I forget what he was driving, but it was just like a normal Uber. It wasn't like an Uber XL or a luxury Uber or whatever, just a normal vehicle. And he said something about maybe you have to pay more taxes in New York for your vehicle than when he lived in Atlanta. So then he's talking about how, well, maybe I'll have this baby mama like pay for my vehicle and then send it here so that I don't have to pay like the insurance or the taxes or whatever. And just like this conversation kept getting more and more wild. And I'm back there like playing along, having fun. And did he show you his greatest modeling assets? No, but I can confirm that this man's hands were enormous. Like looking at them on the steering wheel, and I'm just like, oh my God. So that's about all I got to see. And I'm glad that it stayed that way because otherwise that would have made this Uber drive even crazier than it already was. But he wanted you to have his 9th kid. Oh yeah, no, no, no. 8 kids, no wonder he's driving Ubers as well as modeling. Yeah, how do you afford that many kids? I wonder if he's paying child support or how it works. I don't know. Imagine getting 8 women to sleep with you. That's an impossible feat in and of itself. Oh my God. Oh, this is why this is weird. There we go. It's like, when did I move? But yeah, that really I don't know that I'm ever gonna have an Uber ride to top that. And then one of my friends who but is he single? No, so then he confirms that he has a boyfriend, but he's also open to women. Obviously, he's had 8 children. So I did get that part of it. And then he said he was like gonna go home to his boyfriend and he was gonna get like all fucked up. And he was telling me his drink of choice, like tequila on the rocks. And it just like it just kept going and going and going. So, it was an interesting Uber ride to say the least. Enormous gloves. Yeah, obviously that's what it means. And then I got to the lounge and it was lovely. I had some chicken, I had some vegetables, and I had a chocolate chip cookie, and it was great. And it was great. Tequila on the rocks, my man. Oh yeah, Caleb, that is what you like. Yeah. Maybe I just have only drank cheap tequila. Maybe I need to expand my palate, but no, I had a what was the margarita I had yesterday? I had a watermelon margarita yesterday, which was really good. I love any kind of watermelon drink. That's gonna be a yes. A yes. That's so 2025. No, I mean, he wasn't gay, he goes both ways, he was bi. He's open to men and women, just keeping his palate expanding for everyone. Try Lalo if you can find it. Okay, Caleb. Now we're getting drink suggestions. Would you just drink that on the rocks? Or should I get that in my margarita? Lalo tequila. Ooh, I like the bottle. It's pretty. That little gold and blue accent. Olivia says yucky. Yeah, so I did on Monday night, I did the action shooting league at the gun club that I'm a member of. Oh my god, it was so much fun. I did really poorly because I was just trying to go slow. I wasn't using, my normal pistol that day because I'm still waiting for them to come, so I only had, the pistol that I keep at home, or use for concealed. So it, like, doesn't have a red dot on, it's iron sights only. And for the first time I had to so for one of the stages, there were 3 different targets. One was, probably like 8 yards, one was 15 yards, and one was probably like 25 to 30 yards. And so the first one you would use 2 hands, the second one you use your dominant hand, and the third one you use your non-dominant hand, and I've never shot with my left hand before, and that was a whole experience in itself. What is action shooting league? So a lot of like moving and shooting. So yeah, that was one of the stages, and then the other stage had what was it? Like 10 to 12 different targets. So first you would hit one shot of all the steel to knock down the plates, then you would hit 2 on paper, and then I move across to a different barricade. 2, 2, 2, then move across to the last barricade, and then 2, 2, 2. And they have certain cutouts of um getting it, you know, in the A-frame, A zone. Now I can't remember because I was saying it wrong. A zone, that's what it is. I want to call it the A-frame. In the A zone, and then if you shoot outside of the A zone, you get deductions with like time to your total time. I forget what exactly the scoring system is for them. I need to look into it more. Sounds self-explanatory, Caleb. I think Jeremy's calling you dumb, Caleb. um, and then yeah, and then if you hit like the black part of the paper, it's considered a miss. So there's different scoring, and obviously like the faster and more accurate you shoot, the better your score. And then practice score, which that's where they tabulate for USPCA, if you do tactical games, 2 gun, 3 gun, all things like that. Practice score is where they then will like put your scores on a leaderboard and show you your percentages and things like that. But so yeah, every Monday night, I'm already signed up for this week. On Monday, I think I'm doing the 7 p.m. squad. But yeah, super fun. Pretty much just a group of middle-aged men, and then me and my friend Becky. I think there was one other woman that was there, but so fun. This one guy though, so again, it was my first time. I'm not shooting the gun that I normally shoot because I'm waiting for mine to come in. And I'm just trying to I also had to like they wouldn't let me um they wouldn't let me holster. I had to hold my pistol from low ready until I took the pistol course, which then I took later that night. But so I'm like moving very like slow just to prove that I am doing everything safe and can like pass their test or whatever. And then afterwards, I'm like goofing around with my friend Becky, and I was like, yeah, I shot like shit, but like that wasn't the goal tonight. I just wanted to come see what it was like, shoot a little bit, pass this course, and then be on my way. And then I can dial in, getting better, getting faster, more proficient, like making sure that every time I take my gun from the holster up that I can see the red dot and go, go, go. And one of the guys comes up to me and he goes, well, what ammo are you using? And I told him, and he was like, oh, that's the problem. And I'm just like, no, the ammo's not the problem. I'm the problem. And I am 100% accountable for like the fact I'm shooting like shit. Like, I'm not going to blame the gun. I'm not going to blame the ammo. Me. I'm the problem. It's me. But it was just interesting. Everybody else was lovely. And like, he was fine, but it's just like, dude, like, go away. Stop. I didn't even ask you. don't even begin. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Um, and then so that was Monday. And what kind of gun do you have? I'm gonna be using so right now the one that I keep at home and for concealed is a Smith and Wesson 9mm. The ones that I'm gonna be using for competition is a SAR 9 Sport. Um, they're also gonna be sending me it with my red dot. I actually just built a custom belt that will have my holster, that will have like all of my magazine pouches. Obviously, it's hot pink with a little bit of teal sprinkled in. My husband just got a staccato. Oh, nice. My friend Becky uses all staccatos. Which one does he have? Does he have what's the P one? PS? SP? The XL? I think Becky uses the XL, which is bigger than the P series one that they have, but they've got a lot of nice ones too. Just yeah, very expensive. I personally wouldn't spend that kind of coin on a gun, but that's just me, to each their own. They are very, very nice. Um, but when I think of like things that I want to spend a lot of money on, clearly it's my hair extensions. Getting my hair colored. But we'll see. Anyways, I'm also doing a CrossFit comp. A couple people thought that I like wasn't doing CrossFit anymore, which I think is funny because I posted like a post about taking like rest days and not having to like run yourself into the ground every day, and that I do a little bit of functional bodybuilding. Y'all, that doesn't mean that I quit CrossFit. That doesn't mean I don't do CrossFit. That just means that like I'm not doing 4 WODs a day anymore. I'm not even doing 4 WODs a week anymore. Depending. But I am doing a CrossFit competition in May. I think the weekend of May 10th with a couple of my friends. It's teams of 4, 2 men, 2 women. And we've had a little bit of team training, which has been fun. He's in law enforcement and convinced me he needed it. Yeah, that's fair. Does he use Glock for work though? It's interesting because I feel like a lot of the people in the police force in tactical games, they will use Glock because normally that's what they use for work. So they're most confident and comfortable with those. Ah, Jeremy, into the rest days. Psst, I know that you don't take rest days. You told me that today. Also, y'all know that maybe I'm outing him right now, but Jeremy has a beautiful voice and can play the guitar very well if anybody was wondering. Mhm. I know. I know. Kudos to you, Jeremy. Rest days are important. Today's Thursday. Y'all know that I normally run on Thursdays. Well, I'm not running on Thursdays anymore. I did go for a ruck walk, and all of my running stuff is now on Fridays after my bodybuilding stuff. So tomorrow I have to, what is it? It's not only running, it's 5 minutes on the Stairmaster with my plate carrier and ruck, then rest 1 minute, then 5 minutes with just my plate carrier running on the True Form or Assault Runner, whichever one I end up using, depending where I do it. And then then rest 1 minute, and then the last 5 minutes is slick, so no plate carrier, no ruck for 5 minutes, as fast of a pace as I can hold. And then rest 5 minutes and rinse and repeat for 2 to 3 sets. Obviously, I'm going to do the 3 sets, but It's gonna be gross. Yeah, he has a few Glocks, but this this also adds to them. Dang. That's cool. That's cool that, like, he's also open to wanting to use a different type of gun and switching over. Um, Good for him. Yeah, it's just expensive, but everybody has the things that they're willing to spend money on, you know? That's how life goes. That's how life goes. Jeremy with the hard eyes, or Olivia says Jeremy with the hard eyes. Hey, Jeremy, I'm giving you props. I am giving you props that you are an artiste. A fantastic one at that. Okay, who do we want to have as some guests on the channel? Um, I am covering a couple months ago. When was it? The Special Forces Charitable Trust. They do events that team up Green Berets with celebrities, and I covered their event. I think it was in November. And they are doing another one that they hired me for I think in May. I think it's in about a month, out in Vegas. And Shawn Johnson is going to be there. So obviously I'll talk to her, but I also want to inquire about her post with saying that she wanted to buy CrossFit. And I'm so curious if she'll openly talk to me about it. But I was like, oh, this is like, I've been waiting for this kind of access with people. I don't know that I'll be able to like sit down and get a full interview with her, but I definitely am going to get some time to pick her brain. And like the CrossFit question is a selfish question. Like it's not part of my duties and job when I'm there for the organization, but I definitely want to make sure that I get some time aside with her to talk to her about that, and maybe even just like, you know, when she found CrossFit and you know why that training methodology has worked well for her, and just, you know, ask all of those questions. Snatch that green beret, Lauren. Oh my god, no. Best way for you to meet a husband. It actually is really funny because at the last event that I did with them, um so like the celebrities that are there was like a couple like country music artists. Michael Ray was there. Why am I blanking on his name? I feel like his first name is Jeremy. Hold on, whatever. Anyways, so country music artists. There was a couple former NFL players there. There was like people in Hollywood, just like a wide variety of like celebrities and stuff. And after the event, we all have this like really nice, fancy, like sit down dinner, open bar, like delicious food. And it's so on brand that, you know, obviously I didn't make friends with any of the celebrities. The people who I made friends with are all of the Green Berets. So it's like me sitting at their table, like shooting the shit with them. No, there's nothing wrong with them. But Standy, how long have you been a viewer of this channel? Have you heard my Christian story? Maybe go back to the very, very first episode. It's not Green Berets specifically, but military men specifically. My track record with them ain't good. So I try to stay like very far away from anybody who has been in the military with dating. Um oh, I think I said his name. I was like, "Oh, I mean, whatever. Do I care that I outed him?" Oh my god, I think I updated you guys too that he's married now, and like they met on Tinder, met 9 days later, within a month we're engaged, and now like have a baby on the way. Just like absolutely crazy. But yeah, go back and watch the first episode and you'll hear why I might be hesitant to ever be interested in anybody in the military again. No active mil guys or cops. Yeah. Retired might be fine, but not current. Definitely nobody from Watertown, from Fort Drum. That's going to be a no for me. Lame. They're nice guys. I'm sure some of them did. Did you try to smash? What do you mean? Are you talking about my ex-boyfriend? Obviously. If you're talking about the guys at the event, no, I sat at their table and ate dinner. That's literally what I just said. Special forces ain't regular military. Yes, no, I would 100% agree with that. And like all of these guys were really cool and we had a lot of fun and um yeah, I'm curious to see if they're like the same ones or if they have a new group of them. But anyways, yeah, go refer to the first episode. I'm not gonna get into it here. Um, but yeah, then you'll know a part of my trauma. We worked a lot in therapy for that. And there was like another military guy when I was in Wisconsin. He was batshit crazy. Yeah, yeah. Good times. So the point is, yeah, it's funny because I definitely have more in common with them and can relate with them versus like celebrities that just, I don't know. I've never been somebody who's super interested in celebrities or like, oh my God, like I want to get my picture with you or your autograph or whatever. But like Johnson, I think is just like a really cool person. I've followed her on social media and her husband, I forget what his name is. He used to be, I think, an NFL player. Jeremy, I'm normal, I swear. Are you current military? I actually don't think I know this about you. Uh TBD. What a time. What a time. It's funny because one of my friends, when I was telling him about like some of my dating history, and he was like, "How many of your exes had a tribal tattoo?" And I was like, "What's that?" And he pulled up a picture, and I look at him, and I was like, "All of them." Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Apparently, I need to be looking out for that from now on. Fair enough. All I've dated was military. All are losers. Okay, Jeremy Pryor, you might be in the clear, my guy. That's actually really funny. Yeah. I mean, I think it depends. My cousin is awesome and he was in the military and he was, deployed and all of that. He married a crazy woman and she was a piece of shit and told people that he died while deployed so that she could cheat on him. And that was a wild time. Um, and then I remember like she came to Christmas and my family is ruthless. Like it's hard to it won't feel like it's hard to fit into my family, but the reality is it is hard to fit into my family because they're very ruthless. Like not just my siblings and parents, but my my cousins too, because everybody's super skeptical about like you coming in our territory and whatever. Like they're just a bunch of crazies. But I'll never forget, like it was Christmas Eve. That's always at my aunt and uncle's house, and she was there. And this is before we knew that she was, batshit crazy and a terrible human. And that's how you know those dumb tattoos. Yeah, yeah, like anytime like if I see a tribal tattoo now, I can't unsee it. And I'm just like, why are there so many of these? And I love tattoos. I love them. But tribal tattoos, that's gonna be like a whole circus of red flags for me moving forward. But anyway, so she shows up to Christmas Eve dinner or whatever, and we're sitting at the dinner table and me, my sister, and my cousin, we were talking about Harry Potter. This is, I think, around the time that maybe the last book came out, and she, like, just started lying about reading all of the books, and, like, okay, I get it. You wanna, like, have something in common and be part of the conversation, but she just was, like, lying about Harry Potter, and then my sister or my cousin, I can't remember which one, was, like, calling her out on it, and it was just, like, so uncomfy, and I was like, "Ah, I'm gonna go get seconds because I gotta remove myself from this." But yeah, my cousin's really cool. He's obviously since divorced her and with this other woman, Caitlin, who is wonderful. We love her. He's built some kind of like shooting range in the maybe in the back of his house, or he's got some land. Um, I should go shoot with him and Caitlin. That should be fun. But yeah, good times. Good freaking times. I go to Boston this weekend, well, on Saturday at least, for women's elite rugby. Two of my best friends live in Boston, so I'm gonna stop at their house on my way to the airport. I was supposed to see them a couple weeks ago We were all gonna go to our university because, the dance team that we were all on had, like, a send-off showcase. Oh, our dance team also got 1st in the nation at nationals. Awesome, congrats, ladies. But I was gonna go and meet up with them, but I couldn't because I ended up having one of these rugby matches, so I was super bummed because I haven't seen, these 2 friends in a couple years at this point. Both married, both have kids, um, so for them to travel is really hard, but I'm excited to go see them. Woman, am I right? Are you Are you hating on us, Jeremy? It wasn't me, it was my sister and my cousin. They are difficult. I won't deny that. We're very difficult. Tough bunch. Absolutely ruthless. I remember, at my sister's wedding, I was the maid of honor and I gave the speech, and me and my brother didn't have dates at my sister's wedding. Uh, Definitely common for me. I'm trying to think. I brought a friend to one of my cousin's weddings as a date, but other than that, I honestly don't think I've gone to any of my relatives' weddings with a date. But anyways, during the speech, I was like, we were a little skeptical about accepting Matt, my brother-in-law, into the family. It took us a while. Like, as you can see, me and my brother don't have dates here because we're a very tight-knit family. And like, we knew if we brought the wrong person here, it wouldn't be fun for me or the date. Um, but yeah, they're a tough group, a very loving group, but tough. I don't think that that's just women, Jeremy. I think because I feel like my brother might be the most ruthless. So when I was dating this one guy from Wisconsin, I brought him home for Christmas because I was coming home for Christmas. So obviously he was going to come with me. And I don't know if I've told the story on here, but my dad had given him his credit card before me, my siblings, and my cousins, we went out on the eve of Christmas Eve. So the 23rd, big night out, whatever. And my dad apparently gave him his credit card and was like, "Hey, like this is in case of emergency, just make sure that my kids get home safe tonight." And apparently my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend at the time, was using the credit card to buy drinks for everybody all night long. And my brother had kept this secret from me until years later, but like hated him and would never tell me why he hated him so much. So, I mean, that's a good reason to hate somebody, but bro, like, why didn't you just tell me? Like, if I knew that, I would have dumped his ass immediately. Like, come on. Jeremy would fit into your family just fine. Olivia, are you married? Yeah, good question. If so, where do you meet your husband? Tell us your potential love story. Standy, are you married? Let us know. Olivia is. Oh, I don't have to save you from Jeremy. Jeremy's a good guy. Ooh, met him at the gym. I love that. Met him at the gym. Yes to a green beret. That's right. That's right. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Ah, anyways. Okay, we're gonna wrap up a little early tonight. I'm getting hungry. It's time to make a steak, a fat steak. Next week, let's look at the schedule. What's coming down the pipeline? On Tuesday, I will be posting my SAR YouTube video, SAR Firearms YouTube video. So when I went down to Austin and we did a bunch of training, so I'll be posting that video on Tuesday. Then Thursday we will reconvene 5:30 p.m. Eastern. That will be right before I head out to Reno, Nevada to cover another tactical games competition. Omar, hangry? Yes, I am getting a little bit hangry. Standy hates me. No, Jeremy, nobody could hate you. Um, so we will catch up about all of those things. And I'm thinking, so then after that, I gotta see when my flight is, because I will the following Thursday on May 1st. That might be the night of the party for the Tactical Green Beret Celebrity Challenge. I gotta see. I gotta look at my calendar. But regardless, we'll do a live show, whether it's me sitting at a table with a bunch of Green Berets or me at a table with a bunch of celebrities. Who knows? Maybe it'll be me and Sean Johnson. That'd be really fun. Doubtful, but here's to wishful thinking. We shoot for the moon when we try to do things, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out on another Thursday. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. More content coming down the pipeline. Death by, now known as the Cut Line, should be coming soon. When I say soon, like the next month. The next month, we're gonna revamp this, and it's gonna have CrossFit. It's going to have rugby. It's going to have tactical games, and then it might have one other thing. I would like for it to be each week in like a month, a different type of sport that we're focused in on. So if there's one that you guys want to see, or you want me to have guests on to debate some different topics, let me know. It could be a fun time. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. And sorry for the delay and not having any audio. It's my first time, so what can you do? Okay, bye.